Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be recapping last night's Sunday slate of NBA games. Had some good ones in there and talk all about them today. Not a lot of games to talk about, but still some games in there. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, turn notifications, and also like that. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. If you miss any other recaps or any other day, you can go back and watch those on the channel. Look at my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And I don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So the first game we had was a little earlier of a game. We have Blazers and Bucks. The Bucks come back from down 26 and win this game 108-102. They outscored Portland 33-14 in the fourth quarter. How they were down 26 in the first place, Portland was putting on them early. They outscored Milwaukee 37-26 in the second, but then the Bucks, led by Giannis and Dame, bring them back. The Bucks now go to 12-5. The Blazers fall to 4-12. Looking at team stats, Portland shot 41% from the field. Milwaukee shot just 39%. The free throw disparity: the Bucks were 24 for 32. Blazers were 15 for 20. Milwaukee also rebounded Portland 52-40, including 18 offensive boards. From Milwaukee, Giannis 33, 16, and 6 with 3 blocks. Shot 11 for 21 from the field, 11 for 18 from the free throw line. He had a clutch tip in, kind of seal, or that was a game-winning shot at that point. Dame also had 31 points, shot 13 for 14 from the free throw line. I know they're not amazing shooting day, but hit big shots when it mattered. And they make a big comeback, even though they shouldn't have been down that much in the first place to a Portland team. They come back and do their thing. Malik Beasley also had 14 points. He had 4 threes. Bobby Portis had 12 and 8 off the bench with 2 steals and 3 blocks. And then Brook Lopez had 10 points with 3 steals and 4 blocks as well. The Bucks get the win. They're starting to come together a little bit. They're starting to win a lot more games. Dame looks a lot more comfortable in the offense. Brook Lopez is getting a lot better. Their bench guys like Bobby Portis are chipping in a lot more. And this team's starting to click it a little bit on the offensive end at least. Defense, I don't know what I can say about that. For Portland, Jimmy Green had 22 points with 4 steals, 18, 8, and 12 for Malcolm Brogdon. He had a great game. 17 and 6 for Shaedon Sharpe, 14 and 13 for DeAndre Ayton, and Scoot Henderson, 13 points off the bench. I think his best game. His career shot 5 for 10, 3 for 4 from 3, only 2 turnovers in this one. But there's a bright spots for Portland. Obviously you see Shaedon Sharpe is becoming really good. DeAndre Ayton's had some solid moments. Scoot is starting to come around. Jamani Kamara is pretty solid. They're not supposed to win a lot of games yet. That's not what this team was supposed to be made to be a playoff team. They're not supposed to win a lot of games yet, but they're coming around a little bit. Next I had the Celtics and the Hawks. The Hawks in this game 113-103. Hawks now go to 13, or Celtics go to 13-4. The Hawks fall to 8-8. This was a very solid game as well. Even though I knew the Hawks probably weren't going to win it, but still the Hawks gave Celtics a lot of fight in this one. Team stats: Boston shot 44% from the field. Atlanta shot 41%. Atlanta hit 19 threes in this game. Boston only hit 13. Boston also forced 15 Atlanta turnovers. I assisted them 24-15, and I rebounded them 58-43. For Boston, Jason Tatum 34-9-4, shot 11 for 25, 5 for 13 from 3. Kind of needed a little game like this. He's been struggling the last few games, so he needed a game like this. 21-7 for Jaylen Brown. Derek White 15 and 11 assists with 3 steals. He was a plus 29 in this game. And Sam Hauser 12 points, hit 4 threes off the bench. 15 boards for Al Horford, 10 boards for Neemias Queta, who got some minutes off the bench as well, with Kristaps Porzingis gonna be out for a week with a calf injury. Good win for Boston. They got the Jays going. Derek White is really good at basketball. I love me some Derek White, man. And they beat this Hawks team that they're kind of starting to light up a little bit. Trae Young is just starting to light it up a little bit. He had 33, 5, and 7 in this one. Shot 12 for 27, 6 for 16 from 3. His last, 4 or 5-ish games, he's been balling. And maybe if he can get back to, Trae Young that we know he can be, this Hawks team is a lot better. 24 for DeAndre Hunter. He's been starting to get better a lot as well in the last few games. 5 for 11 from 3. 23 for Bogdanovich off the bench. He had 7 threes. Not a great game from everyone else. So John T. Murray had just 6 points. He's out 2 for 13. Sadiq Bey was 3 for 7. They're not going to have Jalen Johnson for another few weeks with a wrist injury, which really sucks. He was a big bright spot for this team. But Boston come out, gets the win. Next we had Timberwolves and Grizzlies. The Wolves win this one 119-97. The Wolves now go to 12-4. Grizzlies fall to 3-13. Team stats: Minnesota shot 53% from the field. Grizzlies shot 39%. Minnesota hit 15 threes. Memphis hit 10 threes. For Minnesota, Anthony Edwards 24, 5, and 7. Shot 8 for 14 from the field. Mike Conley, 18 and 10 assists, hit 6 3-pointers. He had a great game. 18 and 8 for Cat, 13 for Rudy Gobert. Naz Reid at 12 off the bench. Minnesota just really came in and whooped them. They just came in, made light work kind of Memphis. Memphis didn't really have much going for them. I don't know if you saw that clip, but Desmond Bain, Marcus Smart, try to, light some fire in them off the bench. Because it is getting really embarrassing for Memphis. There's just not really, there's no fight, which makes sense because they don't really have the talent. Like, they fight, but it's not like they just don't have the talent to sustain the fight. Memphis did have 7 players scoring double figures in this game, but it wasn't enough because Minnesota kind of just, wiped the floor with them a little bit. And they are still the number 1 team in the Western Conference. They have the 2nd best record in the league. Memphis is on the opposite side. They've lost 4 in a row, 14 seed. It's not looking great over there in Memphis, even when Ja comes back, because they still got 8 more games of this. And even when Ja comes back, I don't know if that really saves them, Next, we had Hornets and Magic. The Magic win this one 130-117. Magic now go to 12 and 5, 2nd seed in the East. Hornets fall to 5 and 10. In this one, team stats: Orlando shot 54% from field, Charlotte shot 53%. The free throw disparity: Orlando was 26 for 33, Hornets were 16 for 25. Orlando forced 18 Charlotte turnovers as well. Orlando, Franz Wagner 30 and 7, shot 11 for 15. Cole Anthony also had 30, 7 rebounds and 7 assists off the bench. Those two, Franz Wagner had some big shots late in this game to kind of put away the Hornets. Cole Anthony off the bench was spectacular. He's had a really good year so far, really underrated year for 6-man, and now he has a game like this. 23, 7, and 8 for Paolo, 50% shooting, 12 for Jalen Suggs, 11 and 7 for Goku Badase, 11 for Mo Wagner off the bench. Another really good win. The Hornets the Magic just keep piling these wins up. They're 2nd seed in the East. They have the 3rd best record in the NBA right now. Franz Wagner is playing good. Paolo's playing good. Jalen Suggs, Goku Badase, Cole Anthony's been a good 6-man. Mo Wagner off the bench is playing good. They're balling right now. The Magic are balling right now. They're clicking on all cylinders. Their defense is locked in. They have one of the best defensive ratings in the league. Their offense is still a little shaky at some points, but they're starting to find it a little bit the last few games, hitting big shots. The 4th quarter really closing out teams. The Magic are doing their thing. For Charlotte, 23 and 10 for Miles Bridges, 22 and 9 assists for Terry Rozier, returned for this first time in a while. 20 for Brandon Miller off the bench. P.J. Washington at 13 off the bench, 12 and 6 for Mark Williams, 10 for Gordon Hayward. LaMelo only played 15 minutes this game. He left this game. Hopefully he's not hurt again, because last year suffered a lot of injuries. He's having such an amazing season, LaMelo is. So it'll really be tough for him to miss a lot of time. Hopefully he doesn't. But the Magic get the win. Next we have Suns and Knicks. The Suns win this one 116-113. It's a very, very good game. Devin Booker, it's a game-winning, fading 3-pointer in Madison Square Garden. The Suns are now tied for the hottest team with the Magic in the league. They are 11 and 6. They've won 7 in a row. They have jumped all the way up to the 3rd seed, tied for the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. The Knicks fall to 9 and 7. Team stats: Phoenix shot 46% from the field. The Knicks shot 45%. Suns hit 16 threes. The Knicks hit 12 threes. The Knicks only had 7 turnovers this game, though they forced 11. But the Suns out-assisted the Knicks 27-18. Out-rebounded them 47-38. Phoenix, Devin Booker, 28, 5, and 11, shot 10 for 25. He's been on an absolute tear when he has played this year. He's missed a couple games this year, obviously, so he's not really qualified, I think, for a lot of league leaders and stuff like that. But Devin Booker has been absolutely phenomenal this season. Being their point guard, scoring when he needs him to. Obviously, the last 2 games he hasn't had Kevin Durant there, but he still got the job done. Even with Kevin Durant there, he's still balling. But his playmaking, he's turned his playmaking into a weapon, where it's like, now we got to worry about, him making passes and him making plays. Now I can set him up for easy shots, or vice versa. Now he's hitting easy shots. Now he's doubling. Okay, now I'm just going to get my teammates involved. Now Eric Gordon and Kevin Durant when he's there, Bradley Beal when he's here, are going to get going. So it's just a weapon. He's turned into a phenomenal basketball player. 25 for Eric Gordon as well. He had 6 threes. The bench, Jordan Goodwin had 14, 7, and 5. And Nasir Little had 11 points in this one as well. Yusuf Nurkic also had 10 rebounds and 4 blocks. Great win for Phoenix. They've won 7 in a row. They're really starting to get it together, even without a lot of their stars. Bradley Beal hasn't really played. I don't think he's played at all in the 7-game win streak. Kevin Durant missed the last 2 games, and they're still finding ways to win, especially against a good Knicks team. For New York, Jalen Brunson had 35, 6, and 8. Shot 15 for 25, 5 for 10 for 3. He was really good in this one. 28 and 5 for Julius Randle. 18 for IQ off the bench. During the game, much help. RJ didn't have a great game. Quentin Grimes wasn't really hitting shots. 11 rebounds from Mitchell Robinson. But the Suns come in and do their thing. The Knicks They made it a good game. The Knicks made it a good game. It was really down the wire, and the Suns just were the team that executed down the stretch, and the Knicks couldn't. No, that's really what it was. Next, we have Bulls and Nets. The Nets won this one 118 to 109. This is a very weird game. The Bulls outscored Brooklyn 36 to 19 in the first, but then the Nets outscored Chicago 44 to 19 in the second. And from then on, they hit 11 threes, like the most threes ever in a quarter. The Nets did hit 11 threes in the second quarter, and the Nets rolled that all the way. The Nets now go to 8-8. The Bulls fall to 5-13. They're on a 4-game losing streak. They're 13th in the Eastern Conference. Team stats: Brooklyn shot 49% of the field. The Bulls shot 48%. The Nets hit 25 threes in this game. The Bulls only hit 12. Brooklyn also forced 11 Chicago turnovers and out-assisted Chicago 29-21. For Brooklyn, Spencer Dinwiddie 24, 5, and 7. Royce O'Neal had 20 and 9. He had 6 threes. Lonnie Walker had 20 points. He had 6 threes off the bench. He's been having a really good year. 15 from K.R. Bridges and 10 for Cam Johnson. The three ball, they had 2 players hit 6 threes. Almost the only players that played that did hit a 3 were Daron Sharp and Amani Brooks. Which crazy because Amani Brooks only hits 3s. But yeah, everybody else was hitting from 3. That second quarter was huge, just shifted the energy, and from that on, the Nets just carried it out. The Bulls just didn't have enough. The Nets would just hit a big 3-pointer every time the Bulls tried to make a comeback. For Chicago, 27-6 for DeMar DeRozan, 23 for Kobe White, 20 for Zach LaVine, 20 for Patrick Williams, which is a good sign, I guess. But yeah, we all know about this Bulls team, so I don't really have to talk about them too much. But the Nets come out, they hit 11 threes in a quarter. When the team hits 11 threes in a quarter, I don't know how you really can stop them. Next we have Raptors and Cavaliers. The Cavs won this one 105 to 102. The Cavs outscored Toronto 32 to 20 in the third quarter. And from then on, that kind of pushed them the rest of the way for Cleveland. Toronto couldn't really execute down the stretch. Cleveland's defense started to step in, and they started hitting shots. The Cavs now go to 9-8. Raptors fall to 8-9. Team stats: Cleveland shot 46% of the field. Toronto shot 42%. The free throw disparity: the Raptors were 20 for 29 from the free throw line. Cavs were only 5 for 6. And I think most of those free throws came out at the end of the game when the Raptors were intentionally fouling. The Cavs out-assisted Toronto, though, 29 to 17. But Cleveland, Darius Garland, 24 and 8 assists. Shot 10 for 16, 3 for 6, and 3. He had a really good game on this one. 20-11 for 5. Max Strus, he was the big reason. He scored all of his points in the third quarter, and that really opened up things for Cleveland. 18 and 4 for Jared Allen. 12 and 14 for Evan Mobley with 2 blocks. Donovan Mitchell, 10 points. Another bad shooting night. 4 for 17, 0 for 5 and 3. Back-to-back days where Donovan Mitchell has struggled to shoot the ball, but Cleveland still came out and did their thing. Hit big shots in the second half. Darius Garland was a lot more comfortable in there. Of course, Max Strus in the third quarter, and just making key plays down the stretch on both ends to win this one. For Toronto, 18-8-6 for Pascal Siakam, 18-13 for Jakob Poeltl, 15-8-3 for Scotty Barnes, 15 for Dennis Schroeder, 13 off the bench for Gary Trent Jr., 11-7 for OG Anunoby. The spacing really just wasn't really there. And Cleveland just kind of gobbled up the paint. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley down low. You're not going to score a lot of points in there. But Cleveland got the good win. And the final game we had was Spurs and Nuggets. The Nuggets won this one 132 to 120. It was a close game until the third quarter. The Nuggets outscored them 35 to 24. From then on, that was it. Denver goes to 11-6. The Spurs now have lost 11 in a row. They fall to 3-14. Was it 11 or is it 12 in a row? Actually, no, it's 12 in a row. My fault. 12 in a row. Team stats: Denver shot 56% from the field. Spurs shot 45%. Denver actually had a lot of turnovers in this one. They rebounded the Spurs to 45 for 35. For Denver, Nikola Jokic 39, 11, and 9. Shot 17 for 29 from the field, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Absolutely dominant in this game. Spurs didn't really have an answer for him. MPJ 25 and 7, he had 4 threes. 27 and 6 for Reggie Jackson, and 16 for KCP. Julian Strawther also had 10 points off the bench. Big win for Denver. They needed this win. They went on kind of a 1-4 stretch on the road, came back, and now they get an easy win over the Spurs. They needed. Jokic had a big game from MPJ and Reggie Jackson as well. Denver gets that one for San Antonio. 22 and 11 for Wemby. He had 6 steals and 4 blocks in this one. Shot 7 for 17 from the field. Amazing defensive game. Did everything he could. Just couldn't really, he had a really good game. The last few games he's been pretty good. Just hasn't really gotten much help, and the Spurs aren't a good team. 19 for Devin Vassell off the bench. He had 4 threes. 15 for Malachi Branham. 13 for Julian Champagnie off the bench. 10 for Trey Jones, and 10 for Keldon Johnson. But the Nuggets, Spurs just got beat by the reigning champs. Reigning champs came in and said, you know what? We got a bad team in. Let's just get a good, let's just get a good win. Get back in the win column. Let's go. But yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once you guys enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. We have said a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.